Hey everybody, how are you? So I am trying to come live on this page as well as my own page every few days. So I did a 7 tips to get you into ketosis. And look at how nice my lashes look. I just had them done. They're like perfect until I sleep tonight. So I want to just go over this. A lot of times people don't understand what it takes to get into ketosis, how hard it is, how long it takes, and some of the things that will help you get into it. So these are going to just be my 7 top tips of ways to get in. So as we know, when you get into ketosis, and the reason you want to get into ketosis is better energy. You're burning your body like a machine, so you're burning fat for fuel, and you're going to detox any stored sugar and all of that. So better energy, better mood, better focus, fat loss, better sleep, all of those things. And also you are using your body to its most potential because you're burning it the way it's meant to be. Our native state, when we're born into ketosis. So when you come out, you're in ketosis. So we then add sugar and whatnots to our diet. And as long as the baby is still breastfeeding, they stay in ketosis. But once we give them anything that isn't breast milk, then they are out, okay? All right, so one of the number one thing is minimize carb consumption. And so you want to get that down to at least 20 grams a day. Very hard to do, but not really. So your carbs are going to mostly come from your leafy green vegetables, okay? Any other carbs will probably be too many. So you want to really track that, especially if you're just starting, because you want to track and get a feel for it. I tracked for the first month or so, and then I had a feel for it. And then I became what's called lazy keto. And that is where I don't track at all, and I just know just because I know, you know. You're going to do that slowly. Don't go one day you're at 160 grams of carbs and the next day you're at 20. That's going to be all bad. You're going to feel horrible. Just ease into it every day, a little less, little less, little less, okay? Number 2, including some kind of coconut oil into your diet. So this helps speed up the process of you getting into ketosis. So a lot of times we can aid it by adding certain foods. Now coconut oil, as long as you're using pure coconut oil, and I always check the label and make sure that it's just pure coconut oil, it'll help speed up that process of getting into ketosis. So number 1 was getting your carb consumption down to 20 grams or less. And then number 2 would be introducing, if you don't already use it, coconut oil to the diet. All right. Another great benefit of the coconut oil, it goes straight to your brain, feeds your brain, and you are then running that. It's just firing on all signals, right? So our brain is just made up of all these transmitters. Well, over time, they start to diminish. So this coconut oil goes straight up there, feeds those diminished ones, and lights them back up. So if you can imagine your brain lit up, you're gonna have little dark and faded, and then some of this is lit up, right? So when you give it coconut oil, these little diminished ones brighten back up. The ones that are totally dark start to brighten up as well. So coconut oil, super, super important. MCT oil, same thing. They're made from the same thing, okay? Now, again, with just like taking carbs out slowly, you want to add coconut oil slowly. You're going to want to start with 1 teaspoon up to 2 to 3 tablespoons over a week. And the reason that I'm saying that is because it will make you poop. Because it's a shock for your system, right? So you're going to just ease into it. And I like to put it right in my coffee. That's where I do. I use a product in my coffee that has DNA repair, collagen, and MCT oil, and then I add a little extra MCT oil. And it just, there's no taste, there's no smell, there's no nothing. It's just, I do feel it, like on my lips and stuff. It makes it moist, which is nice. So there's nothing bad about it. And it's no flavor. So it's kind of just, you just put it in there and you get it done. you know? A lot of people just drink it. I don't do that. I add it to something. All right, number 3, move your body. And I don't mean go out and work out, because I'm the last one to tell you to go out and work out. I'm not a big workout girl. I'll do yoga and I'll do bar and I'll do little movements, but I'm not a big, I'm going to go for a run. So increasing your movement increases the ketone levels in your body, which more ketone levels in your body, the quicker and the better you get into ketosis, okay? And so let's say you are a workout person. If you work out fasted, again, it will create more ketones. Ketones turn you into ketosis, right? All right, number 4, increase your healthy fat up to 70%. And again, start this slowly and just every day increase that percentage. And for the first, month even, you need to be tracking because you won't know. So track what you're taking in with carbs and with fat and with your protein, because what I tended to do was I'd eat too much protein because it was such a habit of mine to eat more meats and that type of thing. So I really had to cut back on that. And carbs were pretty easy for me to cut them out. Either I'm all in or I'm all out, because once I get started on carbs, I'm crazy about them. So I just try to stay away from them unless it's vegetables and things like that. All right, number 5. And this is where we were talking earlier about fasting. This is where you're going to start some IF, so intermittent fasting. And what I always recommend to people is the last time, okay, so I eat at 6 o'clock. That's my last meal. So from 6 o'clock or 6:30, let's say, when I'm done eating, until the next morning, my coffee doesn't break my fast because what I put in it doesn't have any sugar in it. So I can go all the way till lunch. Now, when I started with 1 hour increments. So let's say that 9 o'clock was my time. The next day I would go to 10 and then 11. And now I'm at 12 or 1 o'clock. And so it's a 16 and 8 fast. So that whole 16 hours from 6:30 till, let's say, 12:30, my body is in ketosis because I've given it no carbs, no sugar, no nothing to push it out. So when you're sleeping and you start to deprive it of those things, your body instantly will grab onto the fat and start using it. So IF is a huge tool. Especially if you're trying to cleanse out the body, it's a great tool for that, okay? We do a 60-hour fast. I just was talking about it on the last video that I did in here. And that one's a surefire way because you are not putting any food in your body for 60 hours. And it gets you in a deep ketosis. It keeps you there for the whole time. You're taking supplements because it comes in a little box. But it's another way, again, to really get that IF going. And then if you were to just continue with it after the fast was over. Okay? Number 6, maintaining adequate amount of protein, but not too much, okay? So if we deplete our body from too much protein, and you're all fats, then you will, sorry, it kind of works in the opposite, where it doesn't get you in ketosis. It kind of starts freaking out. Sorry. Swallowed wrong. So your body kind of gets confused. So you want that protein to be at 20%. And this is where I go back to telling you to start tracking until you get there. And I can help you with the tracking, give you the right sites, the apps, and everybody's different. I put a post up today on my Facebook that talked about everybody's carb and, that type of thing is a little bit different because your body may, at 20 grams of carbs, 20 grams of protein, you might just be like, yeah, no, I can't do that. So we can work on that. We can tweak that a little bit and do it, okay? And then ketones, my number 7, which would be personally my number 1, is ingesting ketones. And so these are pure therapeutic ketones, and you guys all know that that's kind of how I run my life. And so these are just naturally made from what our body already produces. It's just a way to get them into your body, get you in ketosis, guaranteed within 59 minutes, and then you're there for 4 to 6 hours. So it takes out all the guesswork, right? It takes out that hard well, shoot, didn't get any sleep. Sleep, stress, too many carbs, all of that kicks you out, right? Takes you weeks and weeks to get into ketosis. This is not something that's going to happen in the next day or two. It's going to take you a while to get there. And then if anything kind of kicks you out, and life in general can do that, then all of a sudden you start all over, okay? So where the therapeutic ketones come in, where you just ingest them in a water bottle like this, and you're just go, go, go. So it's kind of worked well for me because I was insulin resistant and I had a hard time staying in ketosis. I could get in there, but staying in there for weeks or days at a time was very, very hard for me. So when I found ketones, it was like, well, that's a no-brainer. You know, I did my research and I tried a couple different brands and different things. And then I realized, well, why wouldn't I do that? You know, and how I felt. So there's a difference for me. There was a difference between doing it naturally with diet and exercise and then also doing it with the therapeutic. What happened was it felt different. The fog lifted. I could feel my brain kind of tingling almost, and it was a different high. And when I say high, I mean like a body high, like you felt good. My feet felt better, my hands felt better, all of that. So that being said, it is doable with food and diet, but it's a different kind of ketosis. So I don't know, that made sense to me at the time, and it's made sense for about 2 years now. Anyway, so those are my 7 top tips of what I've chose that really have helped, and for me, and for also in my research. You know, I've been doing this now for 2 years, so I have really learned a lot of tricks and things that really do work and things that really do help. So if you have any questions or if you're confused about anything, drop them in the comments below, or, you know, send me a private message. I'm good with that. If you're not already following me on my Facebook, it's Wendy Ann, and it's just regular Facebook. So this is my Finally the Answer page, and it was my goal for this year to be a little more active on this page and give value. So I hope that I do that. And if you guys have anything that you want to learn about or any topics that you want me to talk about, I'd be more than happy to do that. So just drop them in the comments or send me a private message. All right? I love and appreciate you. I have a meeting in about 10 minutes, so I am going to get off of here and get on that meeting. So you guys have a great night, and thanks.